if they're not adding to your life, subtract them. Root emotions evolve into other emotions. You will get sidetracked into thinking that that is what you want to do. You're always kind of thinking about it in the back of your head. If you're not, someone else is. Just being fed this idea that we need to find ourselves, like all the time. You could be insecure with having everything you want. Hey everyone, it is me, Kristine. Welcome back to my channel. How to mentally prepare for high school. That's the title of this video, but you can truly apply these tips for college, or if you are venturing out, changing up your life a little bit, doing something different, if you find yourself in a new situation. I don't want to say like a blanketed statement and say that these will change your life or these will change your outlook on life, but they are pretty major tips that I've learned just living life, and I feel like it would be a disservice if I don't share them with y'all. Life's already tough as it is. Let's help each other out. All of these have helped me through life, but this one, I'm not gonna say I learned it recently, but the weight of it really started making sense recently. Life is not as complicated as you think. You know yourself more than you think. In high school, it's very common to start thinking about what you're gonna do when you graduate. You're always kind of thinking about it in the back of your head. If you're not, someone else is. If they're not, someone else is. And with this tip, what I'm trying to say is, you know yourself. I don't have a theory. I think a lot of other people think this way, but I believe that a lot of the things that we are searching for, or when people are saying we have to find ourselves, sure, we have to learn and grow and evolve and such, but I low-key believe that we know who we are, but everything around us complicates it, and so we get lost and we get confused and we lose sight of who we are or what we want to be. I believe that we know what we want to be. We know who we want to be very early on in life. So when you're going into your first year of high school, or whatever year you're going into, it could be your last year, know that you know yourself more than you think you know yourself. When thinking about what department for college you want to go into, I know that this may look appealing. This may look more impressive. This may carry more credentials. This may be easier. Whatever you value the most, you will get sidetracked into thinking that that is what you want to do. It took me so long, I don't want to say so long because I've always known this, but I guess finally accepting it, it took me so long to realize that at the end of the day, I knew what I wanted to do. I remember in 11th grade, I tried to complicate and layer on things that made sense in society, like, okay, I want to go to university for psychology. Yep. That didn't last long. What are my other interests? Nutrition, maybe I'll become a nutritionist. No, don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I thought about becoming a helicopter pilot. I thought about doing all these freaking things. When really, I've known this low-key my entire life. I've known this, but I chose to neglect it, or I chose to think of it as invalid. I love creative fields. I love being creative. It's what I want to do for the rest of my life, and it's not guaranteed. There's no security in it whatsoever, but it is what I want to do. It is what I will put 110% of my energy in to be successful in it. Sure, all those other things that I thought of, that I thought would fulfill me, that I thought met the check marks of life, like I'm content, my family's happy, it looks good in front of society, will get me a good job, like all those boxes that I was trying to check, thinking about all these different things that I could possibly do, I ignored the fact that I already know, like I know who I am and I know what I want to do, but I just chose to ignore it. If you're in high school, if you're in college, and you're like, okay, I got my degree, so now I gotta get a job. So what am I gonna get a job in? Bring it back down to the basics. It takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of time for you to just be silent. Stop looking. Everyone would say like, just like try something. I'm not the type of girl, but for some people that works. People would say, just keep looking. Yeah, I looked. And what I realized is I found what I wanted to do years ago. And if you're in that position where you just don't know, and that's totally okay, the tip I give more to you is life is not as complicated as you think. Us humans, we self-sabotage ourselves all the time without even knowing it, without realizing that we are self-sabotaging. Allow yourself time. Do not rush into anything. Do not settle any goal that you want to reach. It's not as complicated as you think. Yeah, sure, it's tough. It's gonna be emotionally draining, physically draining, depending on your goal, but it's not as complicated as you think. If you have a decision to make, or if you are just thinking about life, remove all the noise. There is so much noise in our lives that come from all which ways. Society, friends and family, yourself, influences that you might not even realize are influencing and adding noise into your head. It's not as complicated as you think, and you probably know yourself more than you are giving yourself credit for, because we're just being fed this idea that we need to find ourselves, like, all the time. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I believe that there's an aspect of life that you have to find yourself, you have to grow, you have to evolve, but I don't think the idea that you know yourself more than you believe that you do, that idea is not put out there as much. This one I kind of gotta read. Why do I care about the stares that I don't even know have been given? The judgments in people's minds that I don't even know are in their heads. And the comments that I don't even know that are being said. Whoever you are, whatever you identify as, do not give a... It's difficult, and I still struggle with this. And if I can emphasize something, no one is judging you. And if they are, who cares? I feel like the people that have genuinely mastered, and no one's perfect, but have mastered this concept, this attitude, this mindset, are some of the most free people out there. I say this to you and I say this to myself because it is so difficult. It doesn't matter, like, you could be insecure with having everything you want. I'm not a people pleaser, so I've never cared about people's opinion of me. But for some odd reason, the like superficial judgments that some people that I think are being said about me, or that I think are being thought about me when I don't even know if that has been said or it has been thought, get to me. But for some reason, like, if I choose to wear a funky shirt, I'm just like, no, like, my brain just is like, no. This is such a tough battle, but if you can start helping yourself in this way and learning to not care, you are truly lending your future self the biggest favor. People are gonna come, people are gonna go. Opportunities are gonna come, opportunities are gonna go. Interests are gonna come and interests are gonna go. Don't expect things to change or assume things are gonna change, but just be ready, willing to accept if things do change. Your girl was a music kid growing up. She even did some athletics. In high school, yeah, dropped all of that. Your girl cared about school when she was younger. And I'm not gonna say that I didn't care about school when I got older. I'm not gonna say that, because I did still care, but my mindset definitely shifted a ton. When it comes to friends or important people in your life, if they're not adding to your life, subtract them. Some people are gonna come into your life, teach you a damn lesson, and leave. Some people are gonna come into your life, make you happy, one day make you sad, and then leave. We grow to identify ourselves. We grow to, like, find our tribes, because without a tribe where you fit in, where you belong, you're not gonna survive. You're gonna be just fine without a tribe, I'm telling you. Our interests tend to define ourselves more than we want to believe they do. If you're an athlete, like, that's not a part of your personality. You're an athlete. That's an interest or a passion of yours, but that's not a part of your personality. We will find our identity in the people that we hang out with, in the people that we surround ourselves with. If you are not you without a group of friends, without your interests, without the place that you feel like you belong, then you gotta figure out who you are. Or it's so easy to get caught up or finding your self-identity and your self-worth in a relationship. So easy, freaking I am not me without him. I am not me without her. I am not me without them. So easy to do that. I'm not here to blame you or point a finger at you and saying that's bad, that's not good. But let's learn to grow out of that, to find who we are, and to be able to be who we are no matter what changes, no matter who comes in, who comes out, what comes in, what comes out. Now, these past 3 tips have been very preparatory. Prepare your mind for these things that may or may not happen, for these things that you may or may not have to deal with. But this final tip, is for when you are in the moment. In the moment when you are in the fire of life. Be real with yourself. For some people, this is a very natural skill. For some people, this is a very foreign, like they have an allergic reaction to this skill. They don't want this skill. Wherever you fall in that spectrum, that's okay, but we gotta be real with ourselves. If life is truly going rough, you are crying every day, you are angry for no reason, your anxiety is taking over you, be real with yourself. If you are smiling every day, you're in the best relationship you could have ever imagined, you have been grinding your ass off and you love it, be real with yourself. A great extension to this tip is if things are going tough or any emotion that falls under that umbrella, don't put your happiness in the future. And if life is going great for you right now, do not fear the future. Don't fear or have that mindset that like, oh my goodness, life has just been going so well, there's bound to be a downfall, something bad is gonna happen. Be here, be now, because that is literally all you can control. When we're sad, some people may want to ignore that feeling. I'm not sad, I can't be sad, I have no time to be sad. Some people turn sadness into anger. Some people turn sadness into anxiousness. Root emotions evolve into other emotions. Be real with yourself in the moment, because I'm telling you, it'll save you so much freaking time. Think about it like this. If you're not being real with yourself, let's take it for example with life is going good, but then all of a sudden you find yourself angry. Couple days later you find yourself really frustrated. Couple days later you find yourself oddly anxious. But life is still going pretty dang great for you. Maybe you didn't realize or you didn't accept that like, no, life is going really freaking great for me and I'm so thankful about it and I am here and I am present and life is going great. A problem with many layers is harder to solve than a problem with one layer. When you find yourself in those situations, take a step back, realize, oh my goodness, I've been feeling really anxious, and because the reason I'm feeling anxious is because I've been really frustrated and I don't really know the reason for my frustration, but under that I feel angry. Things will start making sense slowly but surely. Hopefully it'll hit you that like, oh my goodness, like I was angry because I did not want the life that I have right now to change, because things are going great. And if things are going tough right now, it is so important. Don't compare your right now to your past, because your past is your past. And don't put your happiness in your future. Maybe you started fantasizing about your future, started layering on these expectations and these wants for who you want to become in the future, because right now you feel so sad, you feel so alone, you feel so frustrated with the life that you got given right now that, you know what, in the future I can change that, I can be a whole new person. But you value the idea that you will be happy in the future more than you value the idea to try and heal yourself, find contentment in yourself in the now. Y'all, we all fall into these traps. I'm not trying to like wag a freaking finger in your face saying like these things are bad, because the way I learned all these things is because I went through all these things. Like, it's life. We're here to grow together. It's time, y'all. It's time, y'all, to grow together. Y'all, I am very passionate about these things. The idea of time and life and society. If you want like a separate video or something more, let me know down below. I love these chit chat talking videos because y'all, like I said, life is tough and let's help each other out. This is commencing the back to school videos. I'm definitely here to do more of like the chit chat advice type stuff. Fun fact, I did online school for 3/4 years of my life. So if you want me to talk about that, let me know. Y'all mean so much to me. Like, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Join the time, subscribe, and I will see you in a little bit.